Hello and welcome, my servants of chaos. It is me, Silver Chaos, also known as DarthNovel, and today we will be doing the continuation of What If Naruto, or What If Cthulhu was sealed inside of Naruto. This will be part 2 of the series. If you have not seen part 1, I would suggest you go back and look at that. Now, I hope to, with this video I hope to make it a little bit more entertaining, and I don't really know what I'm going to do. I think I have a small plan, but if I stutter or pause for brief moments, I apologize. But as for where I have been, you may be asking. One, school has taken up a lot, and then Elden Ring, of course. And also, I've been in a bad mindset lately, so I don't know, if you would like to, add me and you have a PlayStation, I'll probably leave my gamer tag in the description below. But with that being said, let us get into it. So, where we last left off, Kushina survived, because she never had the 9 tails. Fuck, I forget. Why isn't I always forget the words right when I start? She didn't have the 9 tails abstracted from her. Minato, of course, died with the Reaper Death Seal. Hiruzen took up the mantle of Hokage because Jiraiya didn't want to become Hokage, and Tsunade's still stuck in her own wallowing in sadness, and drinking away and gambling. All the Tsunade things, and then Jiraiya is Jiraiya. There's not much that has changed there, except now he is involved in Naruto's life more. Alright, so in this part, we will be going over Naruto's childhood all the way up to the end of the academy. So, with that being said, let's hop right into it. So, we start off with Naruto. As a baby, he would have a cold presence about him. What for, you may ask? For exactly the reason of why his father died. Cthulhu. The very existence that unsettles many humans and often drives them to madness with even a glance. Somehow, ninja are not as susceptible to this madness. And so, Naruto would grow up and he would be pretty reserved because of the reasons of he grew up with very few people to keep interest in him, and not avoid him. Now, would anyone say anything bad to him, or abuse him, or beat him? Maybe once, but after the first time, it wouldn't happen again because the Hokage, Hiruzen, would make sure to make an example out of them. The first person, if they were to try to harm Naruto, would probably be killed in a very painful way. Torture, most likely. Which would, if it even happened, from then on it would sway everyone else from trying it. And then calling him the names? Why would they call him names? They don't know what is sealed inside of him. And because Danzo has not come out with that in this timeline. But anyways, Naruto grew up exceptionally lonely except for people like Jiraiya, his mother, and the third Hokage. Other than that, he was more of a social pariah, like in the anime. But, as I said, instead of being a very outspoken young man, he was instead reserved to his own mental barriers most of the time, and took to wanting to be a shinobi due to the fact that what else is there? And also the fact that apparently his father was one of the strongest shinobi to ever live, and then his grandfather figure is the most likely strongest shinobi in the Leaf, and then his godfather is a Sanin, a legendary ninja, and his mother, well, Kushina's Kushina. So he would grow up learning and training to be a ninja, but he wouldn't take on the will of fire belief. Sure, friends are great and everything, but he doesn't have any. So why should he care about people who don't really care about him from his perspective? So he took on more of the ninjas are tools meant for destruction and murder. And while that may align more with Danzo's personal code, it does not mean that that Naruto is a warhawk or evil in any sort of way. It just means that Naruto understands a ninja for what a ninja is supposed to be, a tool for murder and information gathering and deception. Now, the people in his life would of course try to dissuade him of this mindset, but it wouldn't do very much, seeing as though he had his own personal thoughts most of the time. And there was also this voice in his head, or sort of a voice in a way. It was more of like this feeling that he was right and they were wrong. He was just a tool meant for ending lives and the like. So he went throughout this, and eventually he got into the academy with flying colors, and he would continue on until he got to the point where about the Uchiha massacre would happen, and of course he would be able to sense Sasuke's anger and madness, because watching your whole clan get slaughtered would bring you to the point of madness. So he would be able to relate with Sasuke in his own mind, whether that is true or not, because he can feel the madness. He can feel the abyss consuming them, consuming their souls, corrupting it, and turning them into beings who aren't even human. The darkness inside of them. And so he would never really try to talk to Sasuke, or anyone else for that matter. And this would go on until graduation. And this time, instead of not being able to pass, he instead passes with flying colors, seeing as though he would have either been able to get the chakra control down to the preciseness needed for the clone, because he would never have had that damper of the amount of chakra that the Kyuubi had. Instead, he has a different entity in him altogether, an entity that does not possess chakra, an entity that is primordial and does not run off the rules of the civilization they live in. So, he would never really need that big boost of, or that large amount of chakra control that would be required for him to perform the normal clone summoning. So he would pass with flying colors. He would resort more to physical body training, while also keeping his chakra control up to an ideal point, because he is still an Uzumaki, and they, of course, have large amounts of chakra pools. And yeah, that is it for this time. Stay tuned for next time, where we will give out the teams and the true Genin test and all that good stuff. Now, I would prefer it if you headed on over to the video I posted a while back on the channel, asking what sort of ideas y'all would want to see. Now, with that, peace.